And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 4, 4, 4, 4. And up next we have Emilio Trujillo from Rio Rancho. His fourth dive is going to be a back one somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 5. Waiting for one judge to turn his card around. 5 and 5 1/2. Up next we have Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. His fourth dive is going to be a back two somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 2, 3, and 2. And we're beginning to go into our fifth round. We're back with Isaac from El Dorado. His fifth dive is going to be a back 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.3. And very nice dive there from Isaac. Great entry. And the judges' scores are 5, 5 1/2, 6, 5, and 6. Second, we have Colin Johnson from Cleveland High School. His fifth dive is an inward one somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And the judges' scores are 5 1/2, 5, 5, 4 1/2, 5. And up next we have Alec McLean from La Cueva High School. His fifth dive is a forward two somersaults, degree of difficulty 2.2. And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 5, 5, 4 1/2, 5. Up next, we have Jake Gatton from Cleveland High School. His fifth dive is a back two somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 6, 5, 6, 5 1/2, 5 1/2. And up next, we have Corey Christensen from Sandia High School. His fifth dive is a forward two somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 6. And up next we have Emilio Trio from Rio Rancho. His fifth dive is an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 3, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Up next, we have Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. His fifth dive is a forward 2 somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. And we're going into round 6. We're back to Isaac Newman from El Dorado High School. His sixth dive is a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. What a beautiful dive from Isaac. Great entry, pinpoint into the water. And the judges' scores are at 8, 1.5, 9, 8, 8, and 8. Up next, we have Colin Johnson from Cleveland High School. His sixth dive is going to be an inward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. A very nice dive from Colin Johnson. Also there, a great entry into the water for him. And the judges' scores are 6, 5 and 1/2, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6. And up next we have Alec McLean from Cleveland La Cueva High School. And his sixth dive is going to be a reverse 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 5 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Up next, we have Jake Gatton from Cleveland High School. His sixth dive is going to be a forward 1 somersault with 1 twist, degree of difficulty 1.9. And the judges 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 6, and 6. And up next, we have Corey Christensen from Sandia High School. His sixth dive is a reverse 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4. And up next, we have Emilio Trio from Rio Rancho. His sixth dive is going to be a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. little under-rotated there on the entry. And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 5, 4 1/2, 4, and 4 1/2. Up next, we have Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. His sixth dive is a reverse one somersault with degree difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5 1/2. And we're going on to round 7. Back to Isaac Newman from El Dorado High School. His seventh dive is an inward dive, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Another great dive from Isaac. Great entry into the water. And the judges' scores are a 7, 7 1/2, 8 1/2, 7 1/2, and 7 1/2. Up next, we have Colin Johnson from Cleveland. His seventh dive is a back dive, degree of difficulty 1.7. And the judges' scores are 5, 4 1/2, 5, 4 1/2, 5. Up next, we have Alec McLean from La Cueva High School. His seventh dive is a reverse 2 somersaults, degree of difficulty 2.3. And the judges' scores are 4, 3, 3 1/2, 4, 4 1/2. And up next, we have Jake Gatton from Cleveland High School. His seventh dive is a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And the judges' scores are a 6, 5, 5 1/2, 7, 6. Up next, we have Corey Christensen from Sandia High School. His seventh dive is a reverse 2 somersault, degree of difficulty 2.3. And the judges' scores are 2, 2, 2 1/2, 1 1/2, 2 1/2. Up next, we have Emilio Trujillo from Rio Rancho High School. His seventh dive is a reverse 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 6, 4, 5, 4 1/2, 4 1/2. Up next, we have Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. His seventh dive is a reverse 2 somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.3. And the judges' scores are 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4, 3 and 1/2. And we're moving on to round 8 of the dives. We're back with Isaac Newman from El Dorado High School. His dive is a forward 2.5 somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.6. Another really great dive there from Isaac. Great entry into the water. And his judges' scores are 7, 7 1/2, 7, 7 1/2, 7 1/2. 7 1/2. Sorry for that last one. Up next is Colin Johnson from Cleveland High School. His 8th dive is going to be a forward 2.5 somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.4. And the judges' scores are 1 1/2, 2, 1 1/2, 3 1/2, 4. Up next, we have Alec McLean from La Cueva High School. His 8th dive is a forward 1 somersault, 1 twist with a degree of difficulty of 1.9. And the judges' scores are 3 1/2, 3, 4 1/2, 3, 4. Up next, we have Jake Gatton from Cleveland High School. His 8th dive is an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 7, 7, 6 1/2, 6, 6. Up next, we have Corey Christensen from Sandia High School. His 8th dive is a back 1 somersault, half twist with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And the judges' scores are 6, 5, 5, 5, 5 1/2. Up next, I have Amelia Trio from Rio Rancho. His 8th dive is going to be an inward 1 somersault, degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges are discussing the dive to see if it is a correct dive. And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 3, 4, 3, and 4. Up next, we have Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. His 8th dive is a back 1 somersault, half twist with a degree of difficulty 1.7. And the judges' scores are 5, 4 1/2, 5, 5, and 5. And we're moving into round 9. Back to Isaac Newman from El Dorado High School. His ninth dive is an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.4. And the judges' scores are 6 1/2, 6, 7, 7, 6. Second, we have Colin Johnson from Cleveland High School. His ninth dive is going to be an inward 1.5 somersault with a tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 5 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 5 1/2, 5 1/2. Up next, we have Alec McLean from La Cueva High School. His ninth dive is going to be an inward dive in a pike position with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 4, 4, 5, 5. Up next, we have Jake Gatton from Cleveland High School. His ninth dive is an inward dive in tuck position. The degree of difficulty is a 1.4. And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2. Up next is Corey Christensen from Sandia High School. His ninth dive is an inward dive in a pike position with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. Judges' scores are 4 across the board, which we call a bingo. Up next is Emilio Trujillo from Rio Rancho High School. His ninth dive is a back dive, half twist, and a free position with a degree of difficulty of 0.0. And the judges' scores are 4, 4, 4, 3, and 4 1/2. Up next, we have Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. His ninth dive is an inward dive in a pike position with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. And the judges' scores are 4, 5, 2 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 1/2. And we're going on to round 10. Back to Isaac Newman, El Dorado High School. His dive is a back 1.5 somersaults with a half twist in a free position with a degree of difficulty of 2.1. really nice dive there from Isaac. And the judges' scores are 7 1/2, 9 1/2, 8 1/2, 8, and an 8. Up next, we have Colin Johnson from Cleveland High School. His 10th dive is a reverse, 1 somersault, half twist, and a free position with a degree of difficulty of 1.8. And the judges' scores are 2, 3 1/2, 3, 3, and 3. And up next we have Alec McLean from La Cueva High School. His 10th dive is an inward 1.5 somersault in a tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 4, 5, 4, 4, and 4. Up next, we have Jake Gatton, Cleveland High School. His 10th dive is a forward 2 somersault in a tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 5, 4, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Next is Corey Christensen, Sandia High School. His 10th dive is an inward 1.5 somersault in a tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 4, 4, and 5. We have Amelia Trujillo from Rio Rancho up next. His 10th dive is a back 1.5 somersault in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 2.0. And the judges' scores are 3 and 1/2, 2, 2 and 1/2, 2 and 1/2, 3. Up next, we have Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. And we are on dive 10. It's an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2 in a tuck position.
Gage Robinson, 403C, inward 1.5 somersaults, tuck position, 2.2.
And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5. And we're on to round 11, our final round. We're back with Isaac Newman from El Dorado High School. His dive is a back 1.5 somersault with a 1.5 twist in a free position with a degree of difficulty of 2.5. An amazing dive there from Isaac. His judges' scores are 7.5, 7, 8.5, 7.5, 7.5. Colin Johnson's final dive from Cleveland High School is a reverse 1 somersault in a tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 5, 4, 3.5, 4, 4. Alec McLean is next from La Cueva High School. His last dive is a forward 1 somersault, 2 twists in a free position. A degree of difficulty is 2.3. And the judges' scores are 2, 1, 1.5, 2, and 3. Jake Gatton is next from Cleveland High School. His last dive is a back 1 somersault, 2.5 twists in a free position with a degree of difficulty of 2.7. And the judges' scores are 5, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 4.5. Corey Christensen is next at India High School. His final dive is a forward 1 somersault, 3 twists, and a free position with a degree of difficulty of 2.7. And the judges' scores are 3, 3.5, 4.5, 4.5, and 4. Emilio Trujillo from Rio Rancho is next. His final dive is a forward 2 somersault in a tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 2.2.
Forward 2 somersaults in a tuck position, 2.2.
And the judges' scores are 4, 4, 4, and 4. Bingo. And our last dive of the competition is Gage Robinson from La Cueva High School. His dive is going to be a forward 1 somersault, 1 twist, and a free position with a degree of difficulty of 1.9. And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 4.5, 4.5, 5.5. And this concludes the diving portion of our 2017 Boys Metro Swimming and Diving Championships. We're going to go ahead and take a break while we have swimming warm-ups, and we will come back on when the swimming portion returns. Thank you for joining us.
Coaches of all teams, please
Terry Prosper Insurance Agency is a proud partner with ProView Networks and a proud supporter of New Mexico High School athletics. Terry's been a local farmer's agent for over 20 years for auto, home, life, and business insurance. Just like high school sports are important, So are teen drivers. For more information, call Terry or one of his licensed staff members at 898-5556. Quotes are available for you.
Don't sacrifice quality or flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride delivers the best tasting barbecue chicken and ribs with the fastest drive-thru in the whole city. Plus, Albuquerque Magazine has awarded Golden Pride for having the best tasting breakfast burrito in town. For a great meal without the wait, come see us at any one of our 4 locations or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride, home of Albuquerque's #1 breakfast burrito.
Stop living with summer heat. Get a super efficient AC systems from Sunshine Plumbing and Heating and eliminate all worry for a full 10 years. Now that's a bold guarantee. Call now and get your free system design consultation and learn more about how our bold guarantee can help eliminate your worry for a full 10 years. Comfort you can afford. Call Sunshine Plumbing today, 296-3188.
Leaky roof? Energy bills out of control? You need a new Millennium roof. A new Millennium roof is seamless, self-flashing, provides much better insulation than a traditional roof, and is guaranteed. Plus, it's finished in a fraction of the time. Our certified applicators use state-of-the-art computer-controlled equipment that guarountees a flawless application, providing years of protection, commercial or residential. Stop those leaks and high utility bills with a new Millennium roof. To find out more, visit our website or call 730-0663.
We want to fill New Mexico's strength conditioning knowledge gap.
The Athletes Playground was the most overall intense sport-specific training that we had seen.
We specialize in youth performance training. Everything from acceleration, deceleration, change of direction, speed, agility, quickness, strength, and power. All the fundamentals that'll actually make a great athlete.
The Athletes Playground had more qualified trainers than where we had gone previously.
We use our summer camps mainly as like our off-season training, educating them on why the benefits of what they're doing. We develop tomorrow's superstars today.
Sinners and Saints, a proud sponsor of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. Start your evening off right with a delicious menu selection like the Sinners Smothered Fries with pulled pork and green chili. Always prepared with fresh, never frozen ingredients. Catch all the sports action from college, pros, and MMA on one of our 35 HD TVs. Sinners and Saints, the friendliest sports bar in Albuquerque.
RC Sports Complex is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Do you have the need for speed? Come on out to RC Sports Complex for some adrenaline-packed race action. You can bring your own vehicle, rent a ready-to-race unit, or purchase one from the great selection that we have in store. RC Sports Complex offers an addictive, technical, and fast-paced outdoor course for 10th-scale electric buggies, cars, and trucks. Visit RC Sports Complex in Rio Rancho. Jake's Hallmark supports local athletics and all of us here at ProView Networks. Locally owned and operated, we will strive to have all your cables, connectors, adapters, converters, etc. when you need them. Jake's Hallmark, your new cable place, located at 8019 Manal Boulevard Northeast.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
With over 50 years of experience in orthopedic and sports bracing, Simply Athletics fits sports braces for all types of athletes. We work with braces from the simple supports to custom bracing. Whether you experience a sports injury or are treating nagging aches and everyday pains, our team of certified experts are trained to measure and fit your brace while providing clients the most effective solution for their medical needs. Come see the only professional athletic bracing store in town. Call us at 505-856-5998.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I'm over here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm agent Michelle Rudolph or Marty Size in Albuquerque.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. So maintaining this old car is your best option. Keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all, or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of ProView Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Selling your home? Know its value? As part of Greater ABQ Home Realty Service, we offer a free no-obligation market analysis so you can learn the value of your home before placing it on the market. Servicing Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Placitas, Corrales, and the East Mountain. And we're dedicated to making our clients customers for life. Locally owned, locally focused, Greater ABQ Homes Realty. Contact Tom Schoeneman at 505-821-1234 or visit our website at greaterabqhomes.com.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of ProView Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but two great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's, off Academy and in Nob Hill.
Gonstead Physical Medicine are healthcare professionals that create custom treatment plans for those diagnosed with spinal ligament injuries. We use chiropractic systems to ensure the best patient outcomes, functional rehab exercises designed to improve the quality of daily activities, trigger point injections that help alleviate pain and spasms, non-surgical spinal decompression to minimize any disc bulges, and massage therapy for painful conditions and relaxation.
Does your provider have the therapies to address your problem? We do.
Contact us for a complimentary consultation.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Get into the game. Garden Schwartz Team Sales features fine products and apparel from Wilson, Schutt Sports, Speedline, and Russell Athletics. We offer custom embroidery and screen printing services for all of your school or club needs, from team uniforms to school letter jackets. Specializing in all sports and serving all communities, from big schools to small schools, from up north to down south, or all points in between, Garden Schwartz Team Sales has the products and professional services you'll need to be your best. For great prices, friendly staff, and quality products, call Garden Schwartz Team Sales today at 1-800-880-7767. That's 1-800-880-7767. Since 1939, Garden Schwartz Team Sales is a proud supporter of New Mexico youth athletics.
Christy May's restaurant is locally owned and operated with a family-friendly atmosphere. Their array of homemade comfort food is just like your mom's. From homemade chicken pot pie to their famous chicken salad on a croissant, Christy May's even offers lunch catering. Christy May's restaurant is located at 1400 San Pedro Drive, Northeast. They offer drive-in, carry-out, and catering. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m.
How does Car Crafters make every car look like it never happened?
Well, it's complicated.
Car crafters, it's like it never happened.
Good by Eden Brown. Here comes Chacon. Chacon gets the ball to Quinn. Oh!
Pulls down the offensive rebound. Back out to Charity Murphy. Kicks it to Valencia. Three's up in the air and it's good. Beautiful pass inside to Ortiz. Layup.
Here's the Leon. Lonzo. Beautiful head and shoulder.
Off the window! McGee was open. Shot at the buzzer. That's a solid pick there, Dale. Finds some space.
McGee for three off the steal. Pointing it up.
Oh, Watt sends it away.
Hi, and welcome to the 2017 Girls Metro Championship. We're going to go ahead and start with diving this morning. The first diver up is going to be from La Cueva High School. Her name is Abigail Mayo, and she is going to be doing a dive difficulty of 1.6. After that will be a diver from Bosque High School, Sarah Moser. Her first dive will be a dive of difficulty of 1.2. And after that, we will have Julia Velgehagen. She is from El Dorado High School. Her first dive will be a difficulty of 1.3. After that, we have Brooke Homan from Rio Rancho. Her first dive will be a difficulty of 1.6. After that, we have Caitlin Smith from Cleveland High. Her first dive will be a difficulty of 1.7. We have Lauren Vigil after that, also from Rio Rancho. Her first dive will be a difficulty of 1.3. And then we have Vivian Spates from Del Norte High School. Her first dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.3. So each diver will be doing a series of 11 dives going forward. They will take turns going off of different low dives. As they go, they will alternate off of each one. So we will be going ahead and getting started here shortly.
Beginning round one of dives.
And we're going to start with round one, starting with Abigail from La Cueva High School.
Tuck position 1.6.
Her first dive is an inward one somersault, again with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. A little over rotation on that, and her scores are 4.5, 5, 5, 4, 5, and 4.
Sarah from Bosque.
And up
performing a
next, we have
101
Sarah
speed
from
forward
Bosque
dive,
High School.
position 1.2.
Your dive is a forward dive with a difficulty of 1.2. And her scores are 4.5, 4.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.
Juliet from El Dorado.
Up next, we have Juliet from El Dorado High School. Her dive is a forward dive with a difficulty of 1.3. And her scores are 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, and a 4.
Brooke from Rio Rancho performing
Up
a
next, we have
302
Brooke
speed
from Rio
reverse
Rancho.
one somersault,
She's going to be
flight
doing a
position
reverse 1
1.6.
somersault. Her degree of difficulty is a 1.6. And the scores are 6, 6, 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Up next, we have Caitlin from Cleveland High. She is doing a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And her scores are 5, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 6, and 5. Up next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. She will be doing a forward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.3. And her scores are 6, 5.5, 5, 5, 4.5.
And Vivian from Del Norte.
Up next, we have Vivian from Del Norte High School. She will be also doing a forward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.3. Perfect entry on that one. Her scores are 5.5, 5, 4.5, 4.5, and 3.5.
Beginning round 2 of dives.
Okay, so we're moving on to round 2. Back around to the beginning, we have Abigail from La Cueva High School. She's going to be doing a reverse 1 somersault. The degree of difficulty is a 1.6. And her scores are 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, and 4.5.
Sarah from Bosque performing a 202.
Okay, up next we have Sarah from Bosque High School. She's going to do a back 1 somersault. Degree of difficulty 1.7. And her scores are 6, 6, 5, 5.5, 5, 5.5.
Juliet from El Dorado.
Up next, we have Juliet from El Dorado High School. She's going to be doing a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And the scores are 6, 7, 6, 6, 6.5. Up next, we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. She's going to be doing a back 1 somersault, a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And Brooke's scores are 5 and 1/2, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6, 6.
Caitlin from Cleveland.
Up next, we have Caitlin from Cleveland. Her second dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And her scores are 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 6, and 6 and 1/2.
Lauren from Rio Rancho.
And up next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her second dive is a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And her scores are 5, 6 and 1/2, 6, 4 and 1/2, 6.
And Vivian from Del Norte performing.
And we have next Vivian from Del Norte High School. Her second dive is a back 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And her scores are 4 and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2, 4, 5, and 4. And we're going to round 3. We're back to the beginning with Abigail from La Cueva High School. Her third dive is going to be a reverse 2 somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.3. Okay, there will be no score for that dive. It was an incomplete dive. So we're moving on to Sarah from Bosque High School. Her third dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a half twist. Her degree of difficulty is a 1.7. And her scores are 3 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2.
Juliet from El Dorado performing.
And we have Juliet from El Dorado High School. Her third dive is a back dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. Very nice dive. Her scores are 7 1/2, 7, 6 and 1/2, 7, 7.
Brooke from Rio Rancho performing.
And we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her third dive is going to be a back dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And her scores are 6, 6 and 1/2, 6, 5, 6, 4 and 1/2. And next we have Caitlin Smith from Cleveland. Her third dive is going to be a forward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.3.
Caitlin performing a 101B forward dive in the pike position 1.3.
And that's a very nice dive right there from Caitlin. And her scores are 6 and 1/2, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, and 5 and 1/2. And up next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her third dive is going to be an inward 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And her scores are 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2. And up next, we have Vivian from Del Norte. Her third dive is going to be reverse 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And her scores are 4 and 1/2, 6, 5, 5, and 4 and 1/2. And we're going to go ahead and start round 4 of diving. We're back with Abigail from Ilacueva High School. Her fourth dive is going to be a back dive with a degree difficulty of 1.7. And that is a great dive from Abigail. And her scores are 6, 6 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2. And now we have Sarah from Bosque High School. Her fourth dive is an inward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.4.
Correction, judges, she's going to change the position to a pike.
And that was also a great dive there from Sarah. Her scores are 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2,
4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2,
and 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Next, we have Juliet from El Dorado High School. Her fourth dive is a back 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And her scores are 4, 6, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Up, we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her fourth dive is a forward 2 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And her scores are 5 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4 and 1/2. And up we have Caitlin from Cleveland. Her fourth dive is going to be a back dive, a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And that's a very nice dive there from Caitlin. And her scores are 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5, 5 and 1/2.
Lauren from Rio Rancho, performing.
And then we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her fourth dive is going to be reverse 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And her scores are 4, 5, 5, 4, 4 and 1/2, and a 5. And then we have Vivian from Del Norte High School. Her fourth dive is going to be an inward dive. A degree of difficulty is a 1.5. And her scores are 6, 6, 6, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 1/2.
Beginning round 5.
And we're into round 5. Back to Abigail at the beginning, La Cueva High School. Her 5th dive is a back 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And her scores are 5, 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 5, 5 1/2.
Sarah from Bosque.
Okay, we have Sarah from Bosque. She is doing her 5th dive as an inward 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And her scores are 4,
Judges scores
4 1/2, 4 1/2, 3 1/2, 3.
Juliet from El Dorado.
And then we have Juliet from El Dorado. Her 5th dive is going to be a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And that's a very nice dive from Juliet. And the judges' scores are a 6 1/2, 6,
Judges scores 6 1/2, 6,
6, 6 1/2, 6 1/2.
Brooke from Rio
Then we have
Rancho.
Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her 5th dive is going to be an inward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. Very nice dive there from Brooke. And the judges' scores are 5 1/2,
Judges scores 5 1/2, 6,
6, 5 1/2, 5 1/2, and 5 1/2.
Caitlin from
And we have Caitlin from Cleveland. Her 5th dive is going to be a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. Very nice dive from Caitlin. And the judges' scores are 5,
Judges scores 5,
6, 5, 5 1/2, 5.
Lauren from
And then we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her 5th dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a half twist. Degree of difficulty is a 1.7. And the judges' scores is 2 1/2, 4 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, 4. And up next we have Vivian from Del Norte. Her 5th dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a half twist. Degree of difficulty is a 1.7. And the judges' scores are 4, 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 4, 3. And we're back to round 6, to the beginning, starting round 6. Abigail from La Cueva. Her 6th dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a half twist. Degree of difficulty, a 1.7. And the judges' scores are 5 1/2, 5, 5, 6, 5 1/2. And we're on to Sarah from Bosque. Her 6th dive is going to be a back dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. And the judges' scores are 5 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Up next, we have Juliet from El Dorado High School. Her sixth dive is a reverse one somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 5 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, and 5 and 1/2. Next, we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her sixth dive is going to be a forward one somersault, one twist. The degree of difficulty is a 1.9. And the judges' scores are 5, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5. And up we have Caitlin Smith from Cleveland. Her sixth dive is going to be a back 1.5 somersaults with a half twist, and the degree of difficulty is a 2.1. And the judges' scores are a 4, 6, 4 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 5. Up next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her sixth dive is going to be a back dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are going to be 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3. Then we're on to Vivian from Del Norte High School. Her sixth dive is a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. Very nice entry there for that dive. And the judges' scores are a 5 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. And we're on to round 7. Back to the beginning with Abigail from La Greva High School. Her seventh dive is going to be a back one somersault with a 1.5 twist, and the degree of difficulty is a 2.3. And the judges' scores are 4, 3 and 1/2, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2. And we're on to Sarah from Bosque. Her seventh dive is going to be a forward one somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 4, 5 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2, 3. We're on to Juliet from El Dorado High School. Her seventh dive is an inward dive with a difficulty of 1.5. And the judges' scores are 5, 6, 5, 5, 5 and 1/2. Up next, we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her seventh dive is going to be a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And the judges' scores are 4, 4 and 1/2, 4, 5, and 3 and 1/2. Up next, we have Caitlin from Cleveland. Her seventh dive is an inward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. Very nice dive for Caitlin. And the judges' scores are 6, 7, 6, 6, and 6. Up next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her seventh dive is going to be a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And the judges' scores are 4, 5 and 1/2, 4, 5 and 1/2, 4.
Vivian from Del Norte performing a 201B.
Next, we have
back
Vivian
dive
from
of
Del Norte.
1.1.
Her seventh dive is going to be a back dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 7, 6 and 1/2, and 5 and 1/2. Okay, we're going on to round 8. We're back to the beginning with Abigail from La Cueva High School. Her eighth dive is going to be a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. That's a very nice dive for Abigail. And the judges' scores are 6, 6, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2. Up next, we have Sarah from Bosque. Her eighth dive is going to be a reverse dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 3 and 1/2, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4, 3. We have Juliet from El Dorado High School. Her eighth dive is going to be an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and a 5. Next, we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her eighth dive is an inward 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And the judges' scores are 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 4. Up next, we have Caitlin from Cleveland. Her eighth dive is an inward 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 6, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5. Up next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her eighth dive is a forward 1 somersault with a half twist. The degree of difficulty is 1.7. And we're waiting for the judges' scores. They're talking about the dive to see if it meets the qualifications. And they're calling that an incorrect dive, so there'll be no score for that.
Performing a 103B forward
Okay,
101
next we have
somersaults,
Vivian
height position
from Del Norte.
1.7.
Her 8th dive is going to be a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. Very nice dive there for Vivian. And the judges' scores are 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 4, 5 1/2, and 5 1/2. And we're moving on to round 9. We're with Abigail, La Cueva High School. Her 9th dive is going to be a forward 2 somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 5 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 5. Next we have Sarah Bosky from high school. Bosky High School. She's 9th dive will be a forward 1 somersault with a half twist. Degree of difficulty is a 1.7. And the judges' scores are 4, 5 1/2, 4, 4, and 4. Next we have Julia, El Dorado High School. Her 9th dive is a forward 1 somersault, 1 twist with a degree of difficulty of 1.9. And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 4 1/2. Up next, we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her 9th dive is an inward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 6, 6 1/2, 7, 5 1/2, 5 1/2. And up next, we have Caitlin from Cleveland. Her 9th dive is a forward 2 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 4, 4, 4, and 4 1/2, 3. Next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her 9th dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. And the judges' scores are 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5 1/2. And we're on to Vivian from Del Norte High School. Her 9th dive is going to be an inward 1 somersault. Degree of difficulty is a 1.6. And the judges' scores are 5, 4 1/2, 5, 5, and 5. Okay, and we're moving into round 10. Abigail from La Cueva High School. Her 10th dive is going to be a forward 1.5 somersault with a 1 twist. Degree of difficulty is going to be a 2.2. And the judges' scores are 3, 4, 4, 4, and 3 1/2. We have Sarah from Bosque High School. Her 10th dive is going to be a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. And the judges' scores are 4 1/2, 5, 4, 4, and 3 1/2. Next, we have Juliet from El Dorado. Her 10th dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a half twist. Degree of difficulty is a 1.7. And the judges' scores are 6, 5 1/2, 6, 5 1/2, 5. And then we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her 10th dive is going to be a back 1.5 somersault with a half twist, and the degree of difficulty is a 2.1. And the judges' scores? 6, 6, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2. Next, we have Caitlin from Cleveland. Her 10th dive is going to be a back 1 somersault with a half twist. Degree of difficulty is a 1.7. And the judges' scores are 5 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 5, and a 4 1/2. Next, we have Lauren from Rio Rancho. Her 10th dive is an inward dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. And the judges' scores are 4, 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, and a 3. We have Vivian from Del Norte. Her 10th dive is going to be a forward 1 somersault with a half twist. The degree of difficulty is a 1.7. And the judges' scores are 3 1/2, 3, 3 1/2, 3 1/2, and 3 1/2. We're into round 11, our final round. And we have Abigail from La Cueva High School. She's doing an inward dive with a 1.5 degree of difficulty. Nice dive there for Abigail for a final dive. And the judges' scores are 6, 6, 5, 6, and 6 1/2. We have Sarah from Bosque. Her last dive is going to be a reverse 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of a 1.6. And the judges' scores are a 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2, and a 4. We have Juliet from El Dorado High School. Her final dive is going to be a forward 2 somersaults with a degree of difficulty of 2.2. And the judges' scores are 4, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Up next, we have Brooke from Rio Rancho. Her final dive is going to be a forward 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. Very nice dive for Brooke for her final dive. And the judges' scores are a 6, 7, 6, 5 and 1/2, 5. We have Caitlin Smith from Cleveland. Her final dive is going to be reverse 1 somersault with a degree of difficulty of 1.6.
Correction, judges, she's going to change it to a 302B pike position at 1.7.
She's actually changing the dive and adding a pike position into that, which makes the degree of difficulty a 1.7. And the judges' scores are a 4, 6, 4, 5, and a 4 and 1/2. We have Lauren Vihel from Rio Rancho. Her final dive is going to be a forward 2 somersault with a degree of difficulty of a 2.2. And the judges' scores are 2,
Judges' scores
2, 2 and 1/2, and 1 and 1/2. We have Vivian from Del Norte. This will be our final diver for today. Her 11th dive is a back 1.5 somersault with a degree of difficulty of a 2.0. And the judges' scores are 3 and 1/2, 4, 4, 2 and 1/2, 3. And that concludes our event this morning of the girls 2017 Metro Championships diving. We will be back shortly with some scores for you and also in the swimming portion of this meet. So stay tuned.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a room.
Terry Cosper Insurance Agency is a proud partner with ProView Networks and a proud supporter of New Mexico High School athletics. Terry's been a local farmers agent for over 20 years.
Pulls down the offensive rebound, back out to Charity Murphy, kicks it to Valencia, three's up in the air and it's good. Beautiful pass inside to Ortiz, layup. Here's the Leon, Duazo, beautiful head and shoulder. Off the window! The gate was open. Shot at the buzzer. That's a solid pick there, Dale. Finds some space. The gate for 3 off the steal. Pointed it up. Oh, Watt sends it over.
Hi, and welcome to the 2017 Girls Metro Championship. We're going to go ahead and start with diving this morning. The first diver up is going to be from La Cueva High School. Her name is Abigail Mayo, and she is going to be doing so we're going to be moving on to heat 4. It does look like we have another hand up again, so from one of our officials. So it does look like somebody is going to get disqualified out of this heat also. Now, a disqualification, how could you get a disqualification?
Especially with those strokes like butterfly and breaststroke, the main rule is that you have to touch with 2 hands. That's another misconception that a lot of swimmers have and they forget to do. In the relay specifically, there could have been a false start. They could have gone far too early. And, that can be, especially with those relay starts, it is hard to tell. And, it happens a lot. It is very common.
So we're getting ready to start heat 4 here. In lane 1, we have Rio Rancho B. In lane 2, Albuquerque High B. In lane 3, Valley A. In lane 4, Cibola A. In lane 5, Bosque A. In lane 6, El Dorado B. In lane 7, Monzano A. In lane 8, West Mesa A.
All right, so some more of those A's are getting in there. That means that, a little bit faster times are getting put in. And now you notice in this one, a lot of the teams are a lot closer than it's been. So it's going to be good.
So it does look like it was lane 4 that had just a slight touch there. And that would be Cibola. But coming out of that dive, it does look like it's Bosque that's taken over the lead. And that's in lane 5. Yep, that is Bosque in lane 5 that has taken over the lead. Great breaststroker there.
Yeah, look at that. That's a good stroke.
That breaststroker is Elena Gillian. That looks really good. Okay, really close coming into this fly again. Does look like Bosque's taking out that lead there. In the fly, and that's going to be August Key. So August Key in the fly has created a huge lead. It does look like it does look like in second is between lane 6 down there, which is El Dorado, and lane 3, which is Valley. But they do have the freestyler in the lane, in the pool for Bosque, and it does look like they are going to win this. They have a major lead going here.
Very good read. This is a good heat. And August Key really did help them out a lot, even just furthering their lead. It was a great swim.
Most definitely. So it is going to be Bosque winning heat 3. Lane 6 is second. That's El Dorado. And in third, Albuquerque High came from behind and got third there. Wow. So great swim for Albuquerque High.
And was that El Dorado's B relay?
That was their B relay, yep.
And they have a good, stock of girls too. So El Dorado, if that's their B relay, their A relay must be amazing.
Right, and that was also Albuquerque High's B relay too. So, all right, so we're in the final heat. So these are the fastest teams out there.
Here we go. It's gonna be good.
So in lane 1 we have Cleveland A. In lane 2, Albuquerque A. In lane 3, Volcano Vista A. Lane 4, La Cueva A. Lane 5, El Dorado A. Lane 6, La Cueva B. Lane 7, Rio Rancho A. And lane 8, Sandia A. So if you notice, there's actually a B relay in here too. La Cueva's B and A is in this heat.
Yeah, and like we said before, those girls are very well. And Sandia actually has the lead right now. That's Fiona Trotz Chavez swimming that backstroke. She's phenomenal. She's a freshman this year. So she is really good. She's a great addition to the team. And it's very close as of now.
Yep. So those breaststrokers have all brought it in. This is going to be a very exciting race. So it does look like the race is between lane 4 and lane 5. 5. So that's actually Lauren Burko from El Dorado in lane 5 and Anita Smalley from La Cueva in lane 4. And those two battled against each other for state last year in the breaststroke.
Wow.
So
and El Dorado and La Cueva are also school rivals. So
right. So the butterfly for La Cueva, that's Christian Pacheco, which won the fly at state last year. So she's actually increased that lead tremendously.
Wow, that is fantastic. Yeah, now it's between them.
And then you also have Natalie Jones in, who won the 50 free last year at state from La Cueva. So this lead has become extremely well. Then remember, La Cueva has the record from last year at a 1:46.16. We will not get to see the times. That's the board is way over on the other side. So we don't know what it is, but La Cueva did win that with El Dorado coming in second. And third, too close to call down there between La Cueva B and Rio Rancho.
That was a great relay.
Great
good
swim.
way to start off the meet.
Okay, so what's going to be happening, I'm being told by the head official, is they're going to take just a little bit of a break before we start the 200 free, which is next, because some of these kids are swimming in that race.
Yeah, and you know, that little break is essential. You know, in practice constantly, sometimes you only have 5 seconds to rest, but in a meet, it's so much more important to be able to breathe, get some water, drink some Gatorade even, and just kind of get yourself together before the next race, especially for the 200, because it is one of the
most definitely.
We'd like to thank the APS Athletic Department.
So they're going to be. So we're going to go ahead and take a break while they take this short break. It's only going to be like a 5-minute break. So, but we're going to go ahead and go off the air during that break, and we'll be right back.
Well, I'm going to the front.
So we're going to go on with heat 3 here. Okay, so this is heat 3 of 5. In lane 1, we have Morgan Moss from Rio Rancho. In lane 2, Kaya Selman from Cleveland. Lane 3, Madison Harmilo from Volcano Vista. Lane 4, Chloe Malloy from Bosque. In lane 5, Mira Rector from Monzano. Lane 6, Gabrielle Aguilera from Cibola. In lane 7, Navia Kendler from Cleveland. In lane 8, Michaela Garcia from Volcano Vista.
Lane 4, Chloe Malloy from Bosque. Lane 5, Mira Rector from Monzano.
Now, like as we were talking about, as the heats go, they start to tighten up in the competition, as you can see in this one right now. So you've got lane 4, Chloe Malloy from Bosque, and lane 5, Mira Rector from Monzano, swimming stroke for stroke with each other right now.
Yeah, it's always nice sometimes. And we did talk about, you know, making sure no one touches you, but it's also nice to have that person, especially someone who maybe could be a little bit faster than you, sticking with them and maybe trying to keep up with them and, you know, using them as that motivation to keep going.
Right. And as we talked, when we talked about the relay earlier, we talked about the change of, you know, who could be in the lead and stuff. This is kind of the same thing here in the 200 free, as you mentioned. Different strategies, going out fast, slow, going fast. So again, leads can change. These two girls out here that I just mentioned, though, are hanging on to that lead right now. Does look like, though, we have lane 7, which is Nevaeh Kindler from Cleveland, moving up on them.
And it's always a satisfaction thing, especially when you're sticking with someone and as the race slowly comes to an end and you're slowly pulling away from them and you know that you have it. And that is the best thing. You know that feeling. I know that feeling. And it is great. And you know, that's honestly one of the perks of sticking with someone than just giving it your all towards the end.
Correct. So it does look like lane 4 has decided to pull away a little bit. That's Chloe Malloy from Bosque. She's putting a little, you know, pulling away from lane 5, Mira Rector from Monzano. Now we also have down here in lane 2, Kaya Selman from Cleveland is also pulling up on them.
Yeah. And I believe they have about a 50 left, or maybe not. I think the race is actually coming to an end. Like you said, it's hard to see the time.
Yeah, but without seeing the, So that
And
is
the race
going
could-
to be Chloe Malloy from Bosque, lane 4, winning that, with Myra Rector from Monzano in second, and down here in lane 2, that was Kaya Selman from Cleveland in third.
That was a good race. And now heat 4, it's just slowly getting tighter and tighter.
And we have heat 4 off in the water. That's heat 4 of 5. So in lane 1, I have Serena Garcia from Sandia. Lane 2, Tyler Havlick from Rio Rancho. Lane 3, Emily Dinwiddie from Albuquerque High. Lane 4, Elisa Filovich from Del Norte. In lane 5, Maggie Heflin from El Dorado. Lane 6, Ansley Burrell from Sandia. In lane 7, Jenna Decor from Rio Rancho. In lane 8, Lucia Thomas from Sandia. So this should be a good race. Again, right there out in the middle, we got lane 3, 4, 5, and 6 all out there together right now.
And it seems to be Sandia has, oh, maybe. It's really close, actually.
Yeah.
But because, you know, yes, the 200 is a sprint, but because of that longer distance, we've said this before.
Hi, and welcome back to the boys 2017 Metro Swimming and Diving Championships. We're going to go ahead and resume this meet with our swimming portion. The girls had their meet last weekend. It was an amazing meet. La Cueva did end up taking that championship. So the boys are going to try to, the La Cueva boys are going to go ahead and try to repeat that this weekend. My name is Andrea. I will be your announcer for this meet. You'll see a lot of excitement going on in the pool today. Also on the deck, what happens is the girls who are not swimming do dress in costumes, you know, to help support their boys, you know, their teammates. A little while ago, we spotted Mario Kart going by. We have aerobics instructors on the deck. We also have a group of things 1, 2, and 3. So we will be seeing those throughout. So it looks to be an exciting day here at the West Mesa Pool. We're going to go ahead and get this underway. They're just getting everybody into place, the timers, the officials. We're showing things 1 and 2. This is La Cueva girls dressed as things 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Not just 1 and 2, but you also say 3 and 4. I think I also saw one that had a question mark on it. Thing with a question mark. So, yep. The boys are getting ready behind the blocks. They're making sure all the officials are in their place. Mario Kart came by a little while ago, but we haven't seen them since. So hopefully we'll get to see them again. So, getting ready. The first event is going to be the 200-yard medley relay. And that's what we're lining up for. There's going to be 3 heats of that event. So that's why we're seeing a lot of kids behind the block right now. So they're all trying to get in their order and get ready to go. The meet was delayed 30 minutes today, starting with the diving portion due to the weather. Some bad weather moved through the area. So again, the boys, we're going to get this started now with the whistles. So the first event up is the 200-yard medley relay. And our first heat is getting in the water now. And the first heat is off. In lane 1, we have Monzano B. In lane 2, Artrisco B. In lane 3, Rio Grande High School A. In lane 4, Bosque A. In lane 5, West Mesa A. In lane 6, Highland A. In lane 7, Volcano Vista B. Now, the meet record for this event is a 1:37.07, set in 2014 by Cibola High School. The qualifying time for state in this event is a 1:54.89. Now, we cannot see the board, the timing board, due to our position here in the pool where our table is. So I wouldn't be able to give you the times. I can say who potentially won, not knowing of any DQs, because those are turned in through the administrative area. But we can go ahead and give you, what we see as far as finishings here. Okay, the medley relay does consist of all 4 strokes. The first stroke out is the butterfly. I'm sorry, wrong. Is backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and free. They're in alphabetical order. So we are already into the water with the butterfly. It does look like it's lane 1, Monzano, with the slight lead down here, followed very closely by lane 6, which is Highland. Okay, it does look like our leader is out in lane 6, and that is Highland A. They have the slight lead, but it does look like Monzano down here in lane 1 came back on that turn, last turn, and it does look like Monzano will be winning this heat with lane 6, Highland coming in second, and Atrisco Heritage in lane 2 for third. So definitely this meet is well underway now. And we have heat 2 getting into the water. And they are off. And in lane 1, we have Rio Rancho A. In lane 2, El Dorado B. In lane 3, Monzano A. In lane 4, Valley A. In lane 5, Atrisco A. In lane 6, Cleveland B. In lane 7, Albuquerque High B. In lane 8, Cibola High School B. Now, again, with each swimmer going into the water, depending, because the leads will change, because the team could have a stronger breaststroke, a stronger backstroker, so the leads will change. So we have the breaststrokers in the water now for all of the teams. It does look like the slight lead off of that turn. It does look like that is lane 4 took the lead on that, and that's Valley High. And they are the first in the water on the butterfly. Followed closely behind with lane 3, Monzano. So we do have lane 4, Valley, slightly holding this lead, but Monzano is right there with them. So going in the water, coming out of that streamline, they are neck and neck. We have Valley in lane 4, and in lane 3, Monzano High School. Let's see who's gonna come out on the top here. Coming off that turn, it is Monzano with the slight lead in lane 3. And coming to finish, it will be Monzano winning this heat in lane 3 with Valley High School in lane 4 and second. Okay, we do have, so the official over here has his hand raised. It just now went down, but with his hand raised, that indicates there is a disqualification and one of these teams has disqualified. Again, we don't know that. We won't know that till we see the final results, who it was. So right now we have heat 3 getting into the water. And they are off. In lane 1, we have La Cueva B. In lane 2, Cleveland A. In lane 3, Sandia A. In lane 4, La Cueva A. In lane 5, Albuquerque A. In lane 6, El Dorado A. In lane 7, Cibola High School A. And in lane 8, Volcano Vista A. And you see here it gets very loud here on the last heat. These are usually the fastest swimmers in the water. With a slight lead in lane 3, that is Sandia High on the breaststroke leg. But we do have lane 4, La Cueva right with them, and also over in lane 6, that's El Dorado High right there with them. And the butterfly leg is in the water. Slight lead in Sandia in lane 3. Coming off that turn though, it looks like lane 6 over there. That's El Dorado came out in the lead on that butterfly. Nice job there for El Dorado. And we do have 3 teams with the last leg of freestyle in. And we have lane 6, El Dorado, and lane 4, La Cueva, neck and neck on this turn. It's going to be a race to the finish here. It's going to be between El Dorado and La Cueva. Oh, it does look like La Cueva got it at the touch. That's La Cueva in lane 4 taking that win in heat 3. El Dorado down in lane 6 right there with them. Great finish to our first event of the morning. So up next, we're going to go to the boys 200 freestyle.
Remind everyone that immediately following today's heat will be the presentation of the trophy to the Albuquerque.
So when this whole event is, when the whole meet is over at the end, they will go ahead and present awards and also the team trophy to the team with the most points. Individual awards for each team that wins an event. In this case, unless Cueva disqualified, which again we won't know until the end, is the 200-yard medley relay will go to La Cueva. So they're going ahead. They're just taking just a slight break right now because some of those kids that were on those relays are swimming this next event, the 200 free. So they're just taking a little bit of time getting them set up and ready so they can have just a little bit of break, rest period before they have to swim again.
That must be off to the side. Thank you.
So, looking through the crowds are not as busy as last week with the girls' metro, but we do have a big crowd here today. They sure can make a lot of noise, as was heard on that last relay, which was a very exciting finish at the end. It's always good when there's close competition. It makes both teams, or however many teams involved, go super fast. So that's a good thing. They're going to go ahead and get this going now. So it's going to, again, like I said, the boys 200 freestyle. There's going to be 5 heats of this.
There will be 5 heats to this event.
So what you have at a swim meet is a series of whistles, and that gets them ready and prepared and up on the blocks. And then a horn starts them. And we do have heat 1 in the water. In lane 3, we have Carlos Andrade from Valley. In lane 4, Joseph Barbara from Artrisco Heritage. And in lane 5, Chris Ayalea from West Mesa. Now, the meet record in this event is a 142.98 set in 2016 last year by Jacob Harlan. The qualifying state time for this event is a 154.39.
The meet record for this particular event was set last January 2016 by Jacob Harlan with a 142.98. If you want to become a state qualifier in the 200
So on the 200 free, it can change. The lead can change again. There's a lot of different strategies to swimming the 200 free. Some go out fast and try to keep a nice pace, into the end. Others can go out fast for the first 50, back off and just build, so it's super fast by the end. Some just build and build and build as they go. So there is a lot of different strategies to doing this. Right now, the lead is with Carlos Andrade from Valley in lane 3, followed behind Artrisco Heritage in lane 4. What you want to do in a 200 free, even though it's a 200, it still is, want to keep a nice pace going. You want to remember to keep kicking throughout it and reaching and finishing with your arms. You want to make sure you're reaching nice and long and then finishing that stroke. Your streamlines are also important. Of course, anytime that you can streamline, which is the fastest way through the water, is always the best. And we still do have in the lead Carlos Andrade from Valley. He still has one more 50 to go. He did stop there thinking he was done, but he was not. Still one more 50. It is hard sometimes to keep that count. I do show he was entered with a no time into this event, which means he's never swam it before. So I could see where he might be a little confused. So, but he is still, even with that stop, he's still got the lead here. Now, Joseph Barbara has picked up in lane 4 from Artrisco Heritage, has picked up the pace on him. He's now at his feet, but it will be Carlos Andrade from Valley winning it, and in second, Joseph Barbara from Artrisco Heritage. So for never swimming that and taking a break, because he thought he was done, not too bad. Okay, again, there are 5 heats of this event. Heat 2 is up on the blocks. And they are off and in the water. In lane 1, we have Isaac Beltran from Artrisco Heritage. In lane 2, Joseph Wesley Apodaca from Highland. In lane 3, Jacob Nolan from Ciebla. In lane 4, Kyler Lanholm from Rio Rancho. In lane 5, Calvin Green from Cleveland. In lane 6, Glenn Moses from Volcano Vista. And in lane 7, Daniel Eng from Ciebla. Now, the lead right now is in lane 4. That is Kyler Lanholm from Rio Rancho. And in second place right now is between 3 lanes. So we're going to see how that breaks up later on. Kyle has taken a rather large lead here. I'm going to say probably a lead of, well, it has shortened a little bit now on that turn, but they're about a body's length ahead. It does look like there is a second place now. It's over in lane 6. That is Glenn Moses from Volcano Vista. Again, the lead can change based on the strategy of what the swimmers are doing, different strategies. You know, all the way around, there's not one strategy to swim this race. It's whatever the coach feels best the swimmer can do. In the lead is still Kyler Lanholm from Rio Rancho, but over in lane 6, Glenn Moses from Volcano Vista has definitely shortened that lead. He's now at his hips. So in third place is lane 5. That is Calvin Green from Cleveland. So he may make a bigger move here in this turn for the last 75 of this event. And over in lane 6, Glenn Moses from Volcano Vista has now taken that lead. Lane 5 has turned it on also. That's Calvin Green from Cleveland. But it was Glenn Moses over in lane 6, Volcano Vista winning that. So that heat. So congratulations to Glenn. And we're going to go ahead and move on to heat 3 of 5. And we have three up on the blocks. And we have heat 3 off and in the water. In lane 1, we have Caleb Weir from Rio Rancho. In lane 2, Matthew Beecher from Highland. In lane 3, Daniel Feaster from La Cueva. In lane 4, Cesar Marquez from West Mesa. In lane 5, Otto Strack from El Dorado. In lane 6, Ben Moffitt from Sandia. In lane 7, Josh Castillo from Bosque. And in lane 8, Matthew Leon from Rio Rancho. So right now our leader is lane 5. That is Otto Strack from El Dorado. And for second right now is lane 3. That is Daniel Feaster from La Cueva. Now it does look like Otto Strack from El Dorado has taken at least a body's length lead here. He's really turning it over at a decent rate to keep that lead. But coming up now for second is lane 3. It's still Daniel Feaster from La Cueva. In lane 4, Cesar Marquez from West Mesa trying to keep up with Daniel Feaster in lane 3. So Otto Strack from El Dorado is staying out there in that lead. He is going to win this heat with at least a body and a half length. Nice job. And for second is lane 3. That is Daniel Feaster from La Cueva. And in third is Cesar Marquez from West Mesa. Nice job for those gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and move on to heat 4 of 5 heats of the 200 freestyle. And we do have them up on the blocks ready to go. And we have heat 4 in the water. In lane 1, we have Francisco Arroyo from Artresco Heritage. In lane 2, Evan Rand from Volcano Vista. In lane 3, Thomas McLaughlin from Cleveland. In lane 4, Kay Windheiser from Sandia. In lane 5, Spencer Jordan from El Dorado. In lane 6, Demetrius Montoya from Albuquerque High. Lane 7, Joseph Lucero from La Cueva. In lane 8, Jacob Wiesenhunt from Cleveland. It does look like with a slight lead, it is lane 5, Spencer Jordan from El Dorado. But right there with him is lane 6, that's Demetrius Montoya from Albuquerque. And those two are holding down first and second. Over in lane 7, that's Joseph Lucero from La Cueva hanging right in there for third place. So right now our first, second, and third places I just talked about, which is lanes 5, 6, and 7, are all neck and neck going into this turn. Does look like lane 5 has the slight lead. That's Jordan Spencer. Or Spencer Jordan from El Dorado. But it is tightening on this last turn. So it's going to be a race to the finish on this one. That will be heat 4. It's going to be close to call because now also in the mix has become lane 4, and that is Caleb Wissenhut. Oh, it does look like lane 6 got that. That would be Demetrius Montoya from Albuquerque High. So nice job at the finish for him. So we're going to go ahead to our final heat 5. They're on the blocks. So we have heat 5 in the water. In lane 1 is Liam Pino, Albuquerque High. In lane 2, Stephen Duckett, Ciebla. In lane 3, Gus Finke, Volcano Vista. In lane 4, Joe Secco, Sandia. In lane 5, Jack Hoagland, La Cueva. In lane 6, Logan Ellis, El Dorado. In lane 7, Christopher Clark, Bosque. In lane 8, Henry Oliver, Albuquerque High. So it's tight right in the middle of the pool for first place here. That would be lanes 4, 5, and 6, which is Joe Secco from Sandia in 4, Jack Hoagland in 5 for La Cueva, and lane 6, Logan Ellis for El Dorado. Does look like lane 5, that is Jack Hoagland from La Cueva, taking a slight lead off of that turn. Jack Hoagland from La Cueva in lane 5 has increased his lead on this race, with lane 3, Gus Finke from Volcano Vista turning for second, and in third, Joe Secco in lane 4 from Sandia. It's going to be a strong finish here at the end for those 3 gentlemen, but it does look like Jack Hoagland is going to win this event, the 200 free from La Cueva in lane 5. I have an unofficial time of 1:41.34 off of a stopwatch I had. So congratulations to Jack Hoagland for going ahead and winning the 200 free at the boys Metro Championships. He was entered with a time of 1:47.08, so if that time is a true time or anywhere near that with a 1:41.34, that's a good time for him. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next event, the boys 200-yard IM. So individual medley, there's going to be 3 heats of this event. So we do have heat 1 of 3 heats into the water for the 200 IM. I have in lane 3, that's Christopher Ang from Ciebla. In lane 4, Jacob Stoddard from Rio Rancho. In lane 5, Cody Morgan from West Mesa. The meet record for this event is a 156.18 set in 2014 by Stephen Klein. The state qualifying time for this event is a 2:08.89. So in the 200 IM, each swimmer will swim each stroke, a 50 of each stroke. Now, it starts out with the butterfly, then it goes to the backstroke, then the breaststroke, and then the free. So after that butterfly leg, we have lane 5 in the lead, and that's Cody Morgan from West Mesa. Again, same thing with this event. The leads can change based on what stroke they're doing, because somebody could have a stronger stroke than the other one. But it does look like Cody Morgan in lane 5 from West Mesa is increasing the lead here, and now he's going into his breaststroke. And followed behind him in lane 4 is Jacob Stoddard from Rio Rancho for second. So all 3 swimmers in this heat are into the breaststroke phase. In the 200 IM, the breaststroke is very important. You can have a decent butterfly in back, but have a great breaststroke freestyle and take over that lead tremendously.
One of them is in 8.
So at the wall here, turning, going into the freestyle, it is Cody Morgan from West Mesa with the lead, followed behind him in lane 4, Jacob Stoddard from Rio Rancho. So it will be lane 5, Cody Morgan from West Mesa winning heat 1 of 3 heats of the 200 IM. And in second place will be Jacob Stoddard from Rio Rancho. So congratulations to Cody. Yeah, Cody was actually entered with no time in this event. So that's fantastic that he pulled out that win in that heat. So we have heat 2 of 3 heats up on the blocks getting ready to go. And we have heat 2 in the water of 3 heats. In lane 1, we have Max Cassidy from Albuquerque High. In lane 2, Dante Mueller from Cleveland. In lane 3, Jesus Martinez from Cleveland. In lane 4, Tyler Thibodeau from El Dorado. In lane 5, Tren Liu from La Cueva. In lane 6, Trey Sturdivant from Bosque. In lane 7, Colton Burns from Valley. And in lane 8, Jack Wickstrom from El Dorado. So I do have going into the backstroke turn, it'll be lane 4, that is Tyler Thibodeau from El Dorado, followed closely behind lane 5, Tren Liu from La Cueva for second. So we have Tyler going into his back and going into his breaststroke, and Tren going into the breaststroke from La Cueva. Again, a great breaststroke can take over the lead here, unless the other person has a fabulous breaststroke and way out in the lead. So at this point, it is Tyler Thibodeau from El Dorado increasing the lead here with his breaststroke. Still in second is Tren Liu from La Cueva in lane 5, right behind him. Now Trent has reduced the lead slightly. He's at his feet now. Trent does have a great breaststroke. That is his stroke. And we do have Tyler Thibodeau from Eldorado.